Good morning. Time for business. My name is Darryl Kwao. Government is being urged to incentivize the industrial sector to avert its dwindling fortunes. Whilst both the agric and services sectors were able to post growth in 2020, the industrial base of the economy couldn't withstand the pressure, hence experiencing its poorest performance in 6 years. In an interview with Joy Business, economist Professor Peter Korte suggested some solutions to revive the rail sector's contribution to GDP. There's more in the following report.
Figures published by the Ghana Statistical Service show that the second largest contributor to the economy, industry, recorded a 3.6% contraction in the pandemic year, a sharp nosedive from the 6.4% growth recorded the previous year and the worst performance ever since the GDP figures were rebased in 2014. But speaking on the marketplace, economist Professor Peter Korte says unstable exchange rates coupled with other factors have contributed to the industrial sector's poor performance.
The government should speed up some of the things it has outlined in the budget so that people's pains or suffering will be minimized. But one area will be lower cost of doing business. Interest rates, if interest rates do come down, certainly investors would be able to borrow at reasonable cost and be able to invest and stimulate jobs. Same with exchange rate. So far, we've experienced stable exchange rate, but if exchange rate starts depreciating rapidly, then we would have challenges with industry because businesses plan to import raw material and many other things. So we need a stable exchange rate. As I mentioned, to stimulate jobs, it's not just industry. There should be growth in the other sectors. Once they grow and pull out the industry along, we are likely to see more jobs.
Professor Peter Korte has, however, called on government to incentivize the industrial sector in order to improve its market offering.
In some derivation, you find incentives, other incentives given to those who employ most. So there are targeted approach in terms of finding people or industry players who employ the most.
Sure.
And then some tax incentives are directed at them, some specific tax incentives. Perhaps that would be one way of dealing with the job problem. And GRA may look at some of these options available in other countries where there's a tax relief if you employ so many people in a given period. I think these are my views on job creation.
Professor Peter Korte also called on Ghanaians to be circumspect in their demands from government in the midst of COVID-19.